PDAC 2026, day number 3. It's pretty busy here in the exhibition hall. And yeah, we want to now dive into the uranium sector. And with me here is Scott Melby, President and CEO of Uranium Royalty. Hi, Scott.
What a pleasure to be with you,
Great to
especially
have-
at these exciting times.
Yeah, for sure. Great to have another interview with you here.
Yeah.
Super. We gained a lot of new viewers in the last months who are not yet familiar maybe with your
Yeah.
company.
Right.
So you are the only uranium royalty company in the world. Could you give us maybe a brief overview of this unique position and about your company?
Sure. We saw the enormous success of companies like Franco-Nevada, Wheaton Precious Metals, these royalty and streaming companies that have become such a go-to source of mine development finance for miners and developers, and also such an attractive vehicle for investors to get exposure to a commodity through a diversified basket of royalty and streaming interests. And so we moved forward and launched the company in December of 2019 on the TSX and then listed on the NASDAQ after that to become the only uranium company in that royalty space. And it's been quite for a young company, we're quite proud of now sitting at about 27 royalty interests on 24 projects. We've got 2.4 million pounds of uranium in inventory, which is quite a war chest, over $200 million of potential cash that we can invest in new royalties. And our portfolio is beginning to crystallize into value. So it's a wonderful model at a perfect time in the uranium commodity cycle.
What are the most important royalties in the portfolio, and who will be the growth drivers in the next, let's say, 2030?
Yeah, so we're very fortunate to acquire royalties on two very famous mines, the world's richest uranium mines in Athabasca Basin of Saskatchewan. That's McArthur River and Cigar Lake. We were able to acquire them from an early exploration oil and gas company dating back to the 70s, 80s. We acquired the interest from a 98-year-old gentleman who was the president of that company, but it gave us direct royalties on two of the world's biggest and richest mines. Combined, they will cash flow about $5 to $6 million within the next 2 years. McArthur River royalty is it pays out in a stream of product rather than dollars. So we're getting actual uranium from the McArthur River mine. We've got a small interest in the Langer Heinrich mine in Namibia, which is a very large mine in southern Africa. We've also got interests in a number of U.S. operations that are really feeling the boost of the Trump administration and this onshoring of mining and critical minerals in the United States. So we've got the Lance project in Wyoming ramping up to 500,000 pounds a year of production. We've got a 1% royalty on the whole mine, parts of the operation 5%, and a whole host of other conventional and ISR projects in the U.S. that are, I think, seeing their ramp up towards production coming much more quickly than would have been 3 years ago.
You already mentioned that you have round about $40 million in the bank and 2.4 million pounds of uranium in stock. That means, or that could be a lot of firepower for new royalties. What can we await in this?
That's an important message, because I think management's singular focus in 2026 is to turn this war chest of 250 million in cash and uranium and deploy that into cash flowing assets that can produce and cash flow in this cycle, meaning between now and 2030. If we did nothing, the royalty portfolio goes from about 2 million in revenue today to 20 million by 2030 to 50 million by 2035. But we're not satisfied with that. We want to boost that cash flow in the next 4 years. And I can tell you we're very active. I've been to Africa 3 times in the last year and a half, to the Middle East twice. We have lots of great prospects in North America. And I guess the message to investors are to look for us to deploy that capital in projects. We want to be disciplined. We want to pick the best projects, and we have a very experienced small team, but all former Cameco people in mine development, exploration, marketing, government affairs, and in my case. And so that will be an exciting catalyst for us to really grow that portfolio and increase the near-term cash flow.
Okay. Last question. What's the current market environment for uranium, especially in North America?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, we saw uranium price spike to $101. It's traded back down a little bit to 85, but we're seeing kind of a sawtooth motion of rallies and pullbacks, but we're getting higher highs, higher lows, and the trend is definitely up. In my 42 years, I have never seen this combination of the mega trend towards needing massive amounts of energy. If it can be green energy like nuclear, all the better. We're seeing geopolitics of Russia and China really squeeze the amount of uranium that's available to the West. And then just supply and demand. We went through a bear market, didn't invest enough in mines in that 12-year bear market, and now demand for nuclear, demand for uranium and nuclear generations increasing at a rate of doubling by 2045. And if you add in all the data centers and micro and small modular reactors, probably seeing a tripling of nuclear generation and uranium requirements by 2045.
Wonderful. Scott, thank you very much for this insight into your company and into your business model. And yeah, we keep all fingers crossed for 2026, and we hope that you can find one or two new gems here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was Scott Melby, President and CEO of Uranium Royalty. You heard it. They have enough firepower to find, one or two or three new gems here. They're very disciplined and a lot of growth to come for the next 3 to 5 years. I would say watch this company, and bye-bye from Toronto.